Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's little corner on the YouTube. Thanks for dropping by. Grab you a drink or a snack or a project to work on and let's visit for a little bit today. I have some Christmas cards I would like to share with you, and I will be using these Christmas cards in my Christmas art journal. That's what I'm doing this month, so I appreciate the cards to add to my Christmas art journal. I'm so excited about that. And this one is from Linda. And I'm just going to show these real quick. Isn't that a cute snowman? It has that vintagey vibe to it. So I appreciate that. Wait, I know it opens. I opened these last night and read them. And I was just so appreciative. I appreciate that, Linda. Let's see, I got some more. I got about 6 in the mail yesterday. I was like, woohoo! Okay, this one right here, it did get tore up in the mail just a little bit, but it's okay. I can still use this. Let me see. This is from Kimberly, and it get torn right here, but you know what? It'll still work. It will still work. Anyway, I like the look of that also. I love art of any kind. So thank you so much, Kim. She wrote me a little message in here. And there was also this included in. And that might just end up in my art journal, to be honest. It is a little bit of thickness, but it may end up in there. Because I appreciate it so very much. And I always want to remember that. So I'm going to put this in my thing. And I don't have to put these back in the envelope now. So that's good. That's good. So that's just extra I got to keep up with. So I can put that over there. And then I got this very pretty card from Cheryl. I love the glitter. And Cheryl, I might not put this one in my Christmas art journal. I might save this for my winter Christmas art journal because it's going to be all about blues, snowmen, snow, winter animals, and yeah. So I may save this one for that one. Save this card to put in my winter art journal, Cheryl, because I think that will go very good with those vibes. So thank you so very much. And some of these envelopes do have things that I will be cutting off. So I'm going to save that envelope for now so I can cut that off. Okay, and this one is from Maria. Thank you, Maria. This is a Hello Kitty Christmas card. I love it. I love that. Thank you, Maria. I love Hello Kitty. I can't lie. I love them. They're just so cute. And then this is a Christmas one. So that will go in my Christmas art journal. Thank you so very much, Maria. Or Marcy. Is it Marcy? Mars. Well, there's a C. I see a C in this. Okay, let me just spell it for you guys. Marcia? Marcia? I hate to pronounce someone's name wrong. Like, I feel really bad about that. But it's either, I was thinking it was Maria last night, but just now, I see different every day, okay? My vision is so bad that every day I see differently. And now I think it's Marcia. I appreciate it anyway. I love the card. And she says she is a new subscriber. So welcome. I appreciate that. Okay, this is from Donna. And Donna, this right here, look at that. Peace and joy. That will go in my Christmas art journal. And she wrote a little message to Big Daddy also in there. I love that I can add these to my art journal. And this card right here, I'm going to turn it right side up. This is from Sharon. Yeah. And that will go in my Christmas art journal also. They're standing in front of their front door. That big brick pillars there. And they're just ready. They're probably listening to Christmas carolers. Christmas carolers, aren't they? I don't know. Maybe they're going inside the door. Maybe they're the carolers. Okay, I had to put it under the light so I could see. They're the carolers, and they're singing to the door. Very cute. I love that. So, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I did get some Happy Mail. I'm trying to make sure I've got it. I don't want to leave anything out, which I could easily accidentally do. And it's not for any other reason than it was an accident. Okay, I received a couple of packages from Anna. And I'm not sure if the previous packages were from Anna. I don't know. So somebody, let me know. Let me know, Anna, okay? Like, Anna, I could just cried. Okay, I could have just cried. I'm gathering up things to do a Christmas art journal. And a package came yesterday, and I was like, I didn't order anything from Amazon. Big Day's like, yeah, right. I was like, I didn't order anything. He's like, well, they're here. Right? Okay, I got some paintbrushes. Thank you. And they're all different sizes of different paintbrushes. These will be great for details and things like that. They're pink and green. And I didn't think of this till just now. It just hit me. That's the Wicked colors. Pink and green. So thank you for that. Let me see. There was a few more items there from Anna. Okay. Y'all, I freaking love this chicken. I'm going to do this on a canvas. I have to. I've never done stencils on a canvas, but this is large. So, and I think in storage I have some canvases. So I'm going to send somebody on a mission to find canvases for me, even if I have to go to Michael's and buy some. Because this is at least a, well, it's a 12 by 12. Y'all ready to see this? I used to paint a lot of chickens. I did. I used to paint a lot of chickens. Freehand, you know, just sketching them out, drawing them, and painting them in. And look at this. Okay, it looks like, I don't know, maybe chicken wire is what I'm just going to say. And then it's these roses, different flowers, roses, leaves, and his tail feathers are kind of leaves. Oh my gosh. I used to paint a lot of chickens back in the day. I'm serious. And this stencil is gorgeous. I love that. I do. I love it. I love it so much. I really want to just jump in and do that, but I got to get my, what do you call it? My stencils. Okay, look at these super cute frogs. Look at those frogs. They are so cute. All kinds of different frogs. Some jumping, some sitting. I don't know. They're just cute. They are. There's lily pads and just frogs of... I love the leaping one there. He's going to leap right off the page. These are so cute. Oh my gosh. And I'm going to have so much fun with these. I am. And these cats, if that ain't sassy, I don't know what is. Now, there's a paper behind this so you can see the stencil. But look at that. If that is not sassy, I don't know what is. Always in trouble. I love that. These cats are so cute. They are. Sassy is right over here on the cat tree looking at me right now because I'm saying her name probably. But these stencils remind me so much of her. And I don't mean to leave Sissy out, but Sassy's a troublemaker. Sissy's a sweetheart. Oh, yes, you are, Sissy. She's on the piano over here, and she looked at me like, you talking about me? Look at these eyes. Yeah, look at those beautiful eyes. All kinds. I love eyes. I don't know if I've ever said that before. I love eyes, and I have another smaller stencil of eyes, but they're not like this. They're not like real eyes. They're totally fake eyes. And I don't know where that stencil is at this very moment. It'll take me a hot minute to find them, but they're not like real eyes. They're totally fake eyes. I don't know where they are right now. They're in that box, but I'd have to go through the whole box. So thank you. Yeah. And let me just see. Look at this. This is going to be my winter art journal. I'm so using this. This is a high quality images for scrapbooking, junk journaling, and card making and collage. Winter junk journal written all over that. And it says winter magic. And so there are some scenes on the inside. So I will be using that on my pages, for my pages in my winter art journal. And then you have several just beautiful print, pages. I'm trying to hold this with a book without closing for me. There's several just beautiful, beautiful pages. And then there's all sorts of things to cut out and put on your pages and to create an art journal. So I will be doing that. I'll use some of those pages. I'll be using some watercolor pages, acrylic pages, just whatever. I'll be creating all kinds of things. So, and then here's some people. But then I'll also will be creating some people. But these are so cute. And I'll just cut these out and make little scenes and pages. Lots of stuff to make tags and things to go in pockets. Those would make cute pockets. And then we have wintry looking stuff. And cozy winter vibes, right? Yes. A cup of tea. Yeah. I can't wait to start on this. I really can't. This is going to be so cute. I know I'm just flipping through it. I already looked through it. But I just wanted to share that, Anna sent me this and how grateful I am for it, because I will be using that in my winter art journal. Or it'll be the bones of my winter art journal. So I did back to my Christmas art journal. Oh, wait, I got these in the mail. I'm not sure who these are from. They did not have a tag. And the other day I showed some things I had gotten that did not have a tag. And I think these are from the same person. Those. And then this right here. I need to open this and pull it out so I can see it better. These are all be going into my Christmas art journal. Oh. Look how cute. These are glittery. So much sparkle. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to create a cute page with that. And then look at the Christmas tree. Yes, yes. And then here's the last one. And it is sparkly too. And it's different candies. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it, Anna. I mean, I'm not sure Anna sent these. I'm sorry. I don't know who sent these. But if it was you, please speak up and let me know. Because I'm thrilled and excited about these. And I'm going to put these over here. I got a box going. Let me see. I have a box right here of things going in my Christmas art journal. Things I'm just collecting and papers and such, you know. So I'm working on that. And I'm having so much fun. I mean, this month is just about relaxing and having fun. Also healing, because I have I've been sick since Thanksgiving. Well, actually, I guess I was sick before Thanksgiving, and I didn't realize, like, how sick my body was until I ended up in the ER with a diagnosis of sepsis and bilateral pneumonia. So I'll still have a lot of healing to do, and I know that, because I went to town yesterday, and oh my gosh, I was so weak. I filmed a little bit in Walmart and in Michael's, but I'll just be honest with you, that's the only 2 stores I went in, and it was major pushing my body to do that. And I'll tell you about it some more in a minute. Let's paint, okay? Let's paint and talk and chat. Okay, I'm going to be painting with some watercolor. And I have these little gnomes that I stenciled out. I'm using stencils in my art now because my hands are just not up to drawing and doing details and stuff like that. So, and watercolor is so forgiving. I never used watercolor before. Like in my art before was acrylic or oil paintings. Mostly always oil. But anyway, I mean, mostly always acrylic, very little oil. But anyway, I am just loving using watercolor. It is so forgiving, and I'm not using it in the traditional sense. I'm just using it to put color on paper. And that's exactly what I am trying to do. So anyway, I'm using on this little gnome girl, which I'm doing this one to go in my art journal. I drew these out twice because I wanted to do a set to go in my winter art journal also. So that's why I drew them twice, and I'm going to paint a set reddish and, Christmassy, and a set wintry. Okay, so it took me a minute to get that out. I'm sorry. I was going to tell y'all something funny about yesterday. Speaking of me just trying to heal and how weak I am, and I know that I'm weak, but Big Daddy was going to get the oil changed in the car, and he, said, "You want to go with me?" And I have not been inside Walmart in a long time. So I thought that would be the perfect time for me to go in Walmart and see things for myself, I can look online and shop, but sometimes it's just not the same. And I get cabin fever, and I want to leave the house and go places. So anyway, I decided I was going. Okay, right? But it was a struggle for me. It really was hard. Just to, thank goodness I had that buggy to hold me up. They do have riding carts, and I could have got a riding cart, but I really need to work the muscles in my legs and get them strengthened. And so that's why I didn't ride a riding cart, because I'm trying to help myself in building up my legs. Before my sickness, I was trying to get out of the house at least once a week to purposely go and walk around stores and get my strength up in my legs, build up some muscle and tone, and so if I rode the riding cart, that would feed that purpose. Okay, now let me just tell you this. I'm on oxygen here at home. I don't know how long I'm going to be on that. I don't know if it's a forever thing. I just don't know. So when I'm at home, sometimes I do have to take it off to do things such as clean my nose. Oxygen causes lots of nose issues and bleeding, and you have to just blow your nose, and you have to take your oxygen off to be able to blow your nose. Big Daddy has a fit. He doesn't think I'm supposed to take my oxygen off or anything, and I have to take it off when I get in the shower. You can't washing your face, and I'll take it off, for things like that. If I get in the shower, I'm going to take it off because I just don't want water getting down into my tubing. Right? That makes perfect sense. Big Daddy liked to have a fit when he saw that I was in the shower without my oxygen on. And yes, I did get out of breath. But when I got out of the shower, I slipped it back on. And guess what? I was fine. I did not drop dead, as he acts like I'm going to. So yesterday we were in town, and we were going to a store that only he was going to go in. I wasn't going to go in the store. I was going to sit in the car and wait on him. And so I decided I got to use the restroom, and I'm not going to be able to wait for him to come out of that store. Like, it just hit me out of nowhere, and I had to go really bad. And so I told him to pull over at this gas station. I have got to go potty, and I hope I make it, because my bladder was hurting so bad. All of a sudden, I had to go. And so he said, well, I'm almost to that store. I said, no, pull over now. Okay, so I told him, I was trying to prepare him before we pulled over, because I didn't want to sit in the car and argue with him. But after we pulled up, I just wanted to open the door and go. So I told him, I'm going to take my oxygen off. I'm going to be fine. When I get out of the car, you turn the dial off. But when we pull up, I'm going to take the oxygen off because I have got to hurry and run in there as fast as I can so I make it to the bathroom. Otherwise, I'm going to have wet clothes. And it's cold. So he finally agreed, okay, I understand. Because to get out of the car with the oxygen tank, it would have took me a while. He would have had to get out and come to the other side and help me. And it just would have took a while. By the end, I'd just be sitting there and pee, okay? Let's just be honest. So we pull up. And I remember I told him, I'm going to hand you my oxygen tube. You turn off the mask when I get out because I have got to run as fast as I can. Okay, y'all. So we pull up. I take the oxygen mask, hand it to him. I open the door. I'm getting out of the car about as fast as a dying sloth would move. Okay? You know how slow. Have you ever saw a video of a sloth moving? Well, I'm just saying a dying sloth because they got to be slower than a regular sloth, okay? That's about how fast I was moving, getting out of that car. Let me just say, I got so tickled at myself because I had to be like slow motion. Like, imagine a video that is slowed down, that the person is barely moving. That's about how fast I was moving. And I got so tickled at myself because I just got it out of my mouth that I'm going to run as fast as I can. I really, really, really was trying to get out and get in that store so I could run to the bathroom. It was crazy. It was crazy how slow I was moving. I did make it to the bathroom barely. Let's just say I barely made it in there. But I got tickled at myself and almost wet myself from laughing at myself. Because that was quite funny. It was. That was so funny. In my mind, I just pictured myself jumping out of that car and running to the bathroom as fast as I could. In reality, that was as fast as I could. Oh my goodness, that was just so funny. Like, that would have made a good video clip. But in reality, I was trying to hurry. Oh, that's all he's got is his face, so let me just... I thought he might have had some arms, too. Oh, she's got a neck. Let me get her neck. He's got on long sleeves. Oh, that was my big laugh for yesterday. It was me running as fast as I could. It really was as fast as I could. Oh, you ever just get tickled at yourself because you say something kind of like that? Or tell us about it in the comments, what you get tickled over yourself saying. In reality, it's not what you said. Oh, goodness. I would say that it's a good thing nobody heard me say that and was watching me, but I just told you all about it, so yeah. Alright, let's get some color on them. And she's kind of, it's two different reds, but it kind of looks pinkish, which is okay. And then I'm going to do him in green. Let me see. I already pre-put some water on those ahead of time. The colors that I, was thinking I was going to use. Let me add a little more to that one. I was trying to pick out a lighter green and a darker green, but you never know. So what are you guys up to today on this Sunday? Are you staying warm? I don't know what it is where you live, but today in our town, it is like 37 degrees, and it's supposed to get down to like 22 tonight. Ugh, that is gonna be so cold for us. So I need to, I just picked up his whole face. I didn't mean to pick up his whole face. I just wanted to get the green off of it. But yeah, before it gets too late in the day, I need to do things to just make sure we are warm for tonight. I've got, make sure that Phoebe has everything she needs to stay warm. Bless her little heart. She don't like coming and getting in the chair with me anymore because of the cats. She would rather just stay in her bed. She will go get on the couch across from me. So I may put her puppy bed in there just so that she can stay a little warmer. Because I don't want her to get so cold. But when she's in her bed and her blanket and she's all covered up, she does stay warm. But I think I'll just move her in there with me tonight. And then I guess Monday's going to be cold. I hadn't looked at Monday's weather. But I'm guessing it's going to be very cold. And our cats, they're all on me at night. They're warm. They keep me warm because they're on top of me. I still keep getting that bleeding green on his face. And then I'm going to add some more green to it. But it picks up the green on the hat too when I do that. Anyway, so there he is in green. I got to do his little pants. But I'm going to do them this darker green. I hope it's a little darker. Yeah. So anyway, I have just had a lazy late morning pretty much. I got up and it was so cold. I was like, oh, I'm getting back in my chair. Get my blanket back on me while the house warmed up. And then once we got the heat and all on, the house did warm up. But we don't sleep with all that heat going at night. So we definitely have to warm it up when we wake up. And I did bleed a lot. That green did bleed a lot into his shirt. And this is watercolor paper, and it's very toothed. So hopefully that helps a bit. When it dries, it'll look better. It looks like I might have got that stencil off a little bit when I did that hand. And that happens a lot for me. Like I was doing, might have been his head, and the stencil did get off. And I put it back down. And I thought I had lined it up. But in reality, I did the head over here. It was not even above the body. So that happens because I can't really see the stencils. And these are such tiny, tiny, fine lines in there. Anyway. That is not what I wanted to do, but I did it. I did it, so we're gonna do it. Alright. Now, I don't know what I'm gonna do for their legs just yet. If I'm gonna give them white. Her legs are like way over on her body. They need to be over just a little bit. I don't know. I just did the best I could, okay? Really and truly, I'm just doing what I can. And I'm just going to put some paint on this. And I'm not even trying to stay in the lines on that because I'm going to trace it with a black marker and cut it out. And also with the little girl and boy gnomes. Fairies, gnomes, whatever they are. They can be anything. These stamps are by Megan Quinlan on Etsy. She has a large selection of stamps, and I love her stamps. I think they're very cute and exactly what I wanted. I will try to remember to leave a link of hers in the description box below, and also I want to remember to leave some pictures of my past art in the description box below. I used to paint. I used to be all in the art world and doing the art crawls and all that kind of stuff. I sold lots of paintings. I just had a lot going on back in the day. And now I got out of that world because of my hands. I've been missing 7 fingers, if you're new here and don't know. And so, just with everything, I got out of the art. I couldn't hold a pencil to draw. I couldn't do it steady and stuff to draw out and stuff anymore. And so I just gave it up because it was more frustration than it was enjoyment. Okay? That's what happened. And now I've just been dabbling with watercolor paint, and it is so forgiving. Like, I touched the wrong one. It is so forgiving, and I'm enjoying it. And like I said, I didn't play with watercolor paint much in my past, but now I'm wondering why I did not, because I do enjoy it. I do. I'm enjoying it a lot. And like I said, I'm not trying to be professional. I'm just trying to have fun and something to give me something to do, because I'm not one that can just sit around idle. My hands need to be doing something. I need to be creating and having fun and just doing the little things that bring me joy, And this isn't for anyone except for myself. So I'm not, doing it trying to impress anybody, really. My days of impressing anybody's been long gone. Maybe as a older teenager, young adult, whatever. But yeah, those days have long gone for me. I struggle every day. I'm just trying to live another day. And if you're new here and you don't know, because I do have a lot of new subscribers, so I'll just say that I have a lot of chronic health issues, Scleroderma, Lupus, Gastroparesis, CREST, and heart failure. And let's see, did I miss anything? I have Sjögren's. I don't usually list that, but I do have Sjögren's. And Raynaud's that took my fingers. So I do have a lot going on. And yeah. There's not a cure for those diseases, unfortunately. There's just medication for the symptoms. And so we'll just try to lessen the symptoms and enjoy what time I have. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not sure what color stockings I want to do for them. It's not their legs and feet. I'm sure they have stockings on, don't they? I want them to have stockings, okay? Now, I did add some water, but I think I'll just add some more because when I'd done that before, the water seemed to not be there. Now these I'm just going to paint up for next month's art journal. This week I got to get on making those keychains for Big Daddy. He wants me to make some eagle keychains. You know, I made him one. There's a video on it. And he needs some more for, I guess, to give out to people at work. So I'm going to do that. Make him some to give to his friends at work. So I gotta get that done this week. Now, Tuesday, I do have surgery in Shreveport. So, I'll be out Tuesday, but there'll still be a video for you to watch. I'll record a video like Monday night for Tuesday. And then I'll probably do a little vlog video of our day Tuesday. I don't think we're doing anything significant, but I will be, you know, having day surgery. And after that, and then we'll eat some lunch and probably get on the road headed home. That's what I'm guessing. But, you know, we never know what we might do. I really will want to try to walk around some before I get back in that car, or my legs will just be hurting so bad. But anyway, they're going to put in new medicine in my pain pump. There'll still be some morphine in there, but they're going to put in this new medicine, and I'm excited about that. We've talked about it now for several months, and he was going to do it last time, but he forgot to order it, and so the pharmacy didn't have it ready, and he realized that right when he was going to do my surgery that the medicine wasn't there, and he's like, I'm so sorry, I didn't put that in, and the pharmacy doesn't have it ready. And I was like, it's okay, we'll get it next time. And so we did. That's what he's doing. Hopefully it'll be ready. He said he's already put it in. That's what he told me at my last visit. So good deal. He is such a sweet man. That man is so incredibly sweet. I just love him. I hope that you can tell after these dry that is two different blues. And I'm just trying to wipe off some of that excess water. Okay, I gotta go back and do their faces. So I have that on Tuesday. Whew. That will be a hard day for me. Hopefully it won't be much of a setback, but it'll be hard. And then Thursday we have Big Daddy's work party type thing, kind of a lunch deal. Oh, his head. And then they're having the ribbon cutting for his new work. You know, the place that they just opened. They're having the ribbon cutting that day. And so that will be good. I'm like, are you sure I need to go? And he's like, yes, everybody's wives are going to be there and all, you know. And I'm just like, okay. But then I realized it wasn't until I think yesterday that I realized I gotta go to work with him that morning and be there all day long. I don't know if I can handle that. To be honest, it's gonna be the hardest day on me. Sorry about that. To be honest, that is gonna be the hardest day on me. And he's like, there's a couch in my office, but y'all, that couch is not comfortable. It is a little couch where your legs do not go down. Your knees are really... It is very low. It's a low sitting couch. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure you know what I mean when I say that. It's a low sitting couch. And so my knees do not go down. They're like just right there. Which makes it even harder to get up and off on. But the back of the couch only goes about halfway up the body. And the person who brought that couch up there, she is so sweet. And she's so sweet. And it's a beautiful color blue. Big Daddy loves the color of it, but he can't sit on it either. And to expect me to sit on it is like crazy. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Last time I was there before a doctor's appointment, and we went early that morning for, he had to be there for work. And then my appointment, I ended up going and sleeping in the car because I just could not sit there on that couch. I was hurting more trying to sit there than I was laying in the car seat. I doubt they're going to have anything. It's going to be catered lunch. I doubt there will be anything that I can eat. And I don't want to be like trouble. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a pain. So I'd rather not go. But Big Daddy's acting like he really wants me to go. And I guess he just wants his wife there with him. Because other people are going to have their wives or whatever, And they have hired some new employees since then that I haven't met yet. And he's like, yeah, I want you to meet so-and-so. And it's like, ugh. I know those look super, super messy. Don't they? They do. And that's okay. They do look really messy, and that's okay. When I finish them off, you'll be surprised at how different they look compared to how they look right now. Because I'll be outlining them with black and cutting them out, and they will look a lot better. I'm not saying my cutting out's better. I don't know if I'm going to get blue over that. I don't know what happened right there. Maybe I didn't see that the face had ran. That could totally be it. Now over here, I'm going to try to pick up some of this off of her hair. Seem to have gotten some skin tone. Yeah, I got it. Alright, now I'm going to do her in pink. Now her pink might look a lot like the red, but it's pink. like I said, these two I'm not going to use just yet. But I wanted to go ahead and paint them and have them done since I was doing it anyway. That just saves me a little time. Oh, wait. Is that the pink? What pink? That's the pink. There it goes. Get some color on there. Alright, now this pink up here is very, very light. And I'm going to use it to do her little shawl or whatever that is. I still hadn't decided about their legs yet. I don't want to just leave them white, I don't think. I was thinking navy, but I don't know. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to go and tend to my nose. That's what I'm gonna have to do because this is ridiculous. Alright. I'm gonna give her some yellow hair. And I did not add water on that yellow beforehand. But I just want to put some yellow there. And it's gonna be bright and messy and run all into her pink hat. But I can fix it. Good thing about watercolor is you can't pick it up while it's still wet. It's going to pick up all the pink also, but I can go back and paint that pink. But I can pick up all the yellow that just ran up on it and fix that later. And then over here, I'm going to go ahead and give her some yellow hair too. But I'm going to be more careful this time. Be more careful. Yeah. Now, let me see what I need to fix. Her face. I ran some yellow down on her face also. Okay. I guess the boy doesn't have any hair. Doesn't show any. Still a little bit concerned about, I mean not concerned, but unsure about what I'm going to do for their stockings, their legs. I could leave them white, but I could do them black. I need some face, just to do her face right here. I'm not going to play with it too much, even if it ends up too dark. I'm just going to accept it the way it is. I could do them barefoot and just do like flesh-colored legs, but I think that might be weird too, though. Because surely these little kids have on some pants, stockings. That's what I'm thinking. What do you guys think? Now, I got their face closed, face closed, face. Alright, I am going to let those dry while I decide what to do with their stockings. And I have a lot more things that I'm going to sit here and paint, and I don't know, I get mixed reactions about videos. Some people like really short videos because they don't have time to watch long videos, and I get it. And then some people like really long videos, so I don't know. I do have way more stuff than I can paint. So I say, if you need to go, bye, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And if you want to stay, I'm happy you're here. Okay, does that sound fair enough? I know some people probably need to go because they have life waiting on them. So I think that's fair. I don't like using the same skin tone for all my people, but since I have that one already wet, I'm just go ahead and went with it. I like to give everybody different color skins, lighter, darker, and such, because we're not all the same, thank goodness. I'd hate it if everybody looked the same or done the same. That would just be the most boring thing ever. You know what? I'm just going to leave that. I was going to blot it, but I'm not. I'm just going to leave it. And then I'm going to spin it. I'm going to go back and paint her dress or whatever, shirt, after that dries some. But right now, I'm going to just go ahead and put a little skin tone on her. I have others already waiting on their paint that I can do other skin tones on. So this page is just going to have all the same skin tone. Might need to let those dry a little bit before I come back in and try to do their clothes. Well, I really don't have a plan. I really don't. I might just go ahead and do it. I'm going to add a little water over here. Try to get this green happily going here. Pull that up. Can't remember which green I used. I think it's this one. Now I'm just gonna pull it down so it's not too dark of a green. And she will go in my Christmas art journal somewhere. So So yeah, I was just trying to, I got the bones, which is the front and the back, and a bunch of pages in the middle. Made for my art journal. And now I'm just doing a bunch of motifs and parts and different things that is going to be in my art journal. And there's no rules. The fun thing about art journaling is there's no rules. There's no right way or wrong way. The only rule is to have fun. And by golly, that's what I'm doing, is having fun. Yeah, I should have waited. I should have waited a little bit more, but it's okay. I can pull that out. And I'm not going for perfection anyway. I just wanted to get some red on there. And that works. That does. That works just fine. Now, I still gotta decide about their legs. I'm gonna wait and see what you guys say. So I'm just gonna lay this off to the side somewhere so that can be drying. And I'm going to pull up something else. Okay, here we go. Y'all know I'm into anything weird, and I got these stamps. And so, yeah, I did it. I got these stamps right here off of Amazon. There's a poodle, and I'm not even sure what kind of dogs, but there's 6 different dogs. And so I stamped them on here. They're dogs, okay? And so here's the poodle. Looks like maybe a husky. I don't even know. Looks like a little teddy bear dog. I'm not sure of all the different kinds. That might be a French pug or a French bulldog or something down there. Anyway, I saw these and I was like, yes. Remember the other paper dolls I made with the goofy looking faces that were not real people? They were not real people. They are creations made to look like that. Not to make look. In the art world, let me just say, a lot of junk journaling, art journals, glue books, and stuff like that, we often, they're made with taking pictures out of magazines, and you just cut other pictures, such as a nose, eyes, and then you create pictures based on that, okay? The nose might be very, very tiny, or the nose might be huge. The mouth might be super, super big for that face and take up like most of the whole face. And then it might have like 2 different eyes. Just drip that right in there. It might be 2 different eyes, size-wise. That's what I'm saying. And I don't know, you just create something that looks very, very odd, and that's the picture. And you just put that in your glue book. Now, that's what the person did that made those stamps. She wasn't trying to make it look like any type of person. They just have big, the eyes are not the same size. But I did have a subscriber who thought I was making fun of people, and they were not people. They were just creations carved into a stamp. And I even went back and checked and made sure that that was her intention. that they were not supposed to represent a person. And yes, I was correct. I knew that. That's the reason why I purchased them. But I was so giddy and just like so excited to be doing mixed media and stamping those heads and making the dresses, and I had so much fun doing that. And then I got that comment, and I was like, ugh, it was such a damper. I mean, it really kind of sucked my joy, even though the person was not mean in any kind of way. She was not trying to be mean or anything, but it did take some of my joy away that somebody thought I was making fun of people. Because I never would make fun of anyone. I really would not. That's just not who I am. But it did suck a little bit of that joy out of that, so I just want to make clear that these are just dogs, that they don't have feelings, and even if I made fun of these dogs, they're paper. They don't care. But anyway, I'm just putting some paint on their dresses, and thankfully I don't have to stay in line or nothing like that. And I decided to shorten this dress after I did it. I was like, oh, that's too long. I'm going to cut that off right here. So I'm going to end it right there. Okay. I guess I had to add some water to some of these colors that I'm thinking of using. And I guess I might as well go ahead and use some skin tones, so these dogs aren't all the same colors. And is there a gray? Yes, there is. So I'm going to use some gray. And I know my hand's going right across you, and I apologize for that. But it's my setup. I'm going to just add some gray on this. Let me get down here. See if I can get some gray to even stick on that. Oh no. I had to come back with some marker over these because that gray did not stick. I expect the white, where I have some white in there, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this with marker. Let me just paint their dresses and let their faces alone and come back over them with some marker in between some of that. Oh, I'll try one more. Let me try this right here. That done better. I don't know, that gray didn't. That gray was not wanting to play. I left the eyes and I left the tongue. Okay, that one worked a lot better. Maybe it's the gray paint. Now the poodle, I was going to leave it white, because I do like white poodles. Pebbies. Angela's white poodles, Pebbies. But I used to have a white poodle named Sugar. I had sugar for like 11 years, and still sometimes me and Big Daddy both will call Phoebe sugar. And for the longest, and I still do it sometimes now and then, I'll wake up at night and try to find sugar in the bed. So, if you stayed this long, you got to see my doggies. I'm all about anything weird or silly. Really, life is way too serious to worry about being serious all the time. I mean, life is serious. I have a lot of serious health issues. And so, this is kind of an escape from thinking about that and escape from a lot of the pain I have. I do have a pain pump, but a lot of times people get confused about that. A pain pump, you still have pain. You still have some pain because it's targeted to pain. It's not, let me think of my words. It doesn't take away all your pain in your whole body. You still have pain. But it's targeted to certain places in your body, and it does help tremendously with that. Now, I have experienced some days without the pain pump since having the pain pump, and I do not want to be without my pain pump. I can tell you that right now. There is no way I would say, take it out, I don't want it. That was one of the best things I have ever done, is getting that pain pump. So we'll talk more about that Tuesday when I'm actually going to Shreveport to get that refilled. It's a one-day surgery type thing. So I can't eat, after midnight. And all that sad stuff. It's not the can't eating, it's the can't drinking that gets me, because I drink all day and all night. I drink a lot. I have Sojourns, and so my mouth is like super dry, cotton, like all the time. I think I'm going to leave him white too. But I got to paint his dress. And so I was thinking red, blue, and yellow maybe. So let's see. We want to get some red and some blue and some yellow. So I'm thinking this part up here could be red. Kind of a Snow White vibe, I guess. Yeah. Kind of just giving a Snow White vibe on this. And then I was thinking the cape part would be yellow. Oops. Alright guys, what's your plans for Christmas? Tell me what's going on. What's your plans? Do you have family coming over, or are you going somewhere? I want to hear from everyone. What's your plans? And we will talk about that again in another video, but first I want to hear everybody's plans. Okay, that bled all into that. Okay, blue. It's time to do blue. Some blue, yellow bled down into that blue, but I like it. I like it. I'm gonna leave it. That yellow bleeds easy, doesn't it? Where are my paper towels? Where are you, paper towels? Here they are. There goes Amazon. Now, it said they came to my house a few minutes ago, but I don't see a package at my door. But they just went flying down my road, but the package is supposed to have been out there for a while. I just hadn't got up and checked. I hadn't opened the door. It's probably on the doorsteps down. I'm just looking on the camera, and I'm going to put some color on these crowns. I'm just going to paint some different colors, like maybe a yellow. And maybe another yellow, since I had a lot of paint. But I don't want them all to be yellow, because crowns can be different colors. Let's do a red one. We'll do a red Christmas crown. Red. Let's go and do another red one. Which this one looks more pink. That's okay. We can have pink crown too. Oh, it has some color on it so it actually pops on something. Alright, and then we got all these crowns. We have a bunch of crowns. I don't know. I just got busy painting some crowns. Drawing out some crowns. But look, we can do an orange crown. That is perfectly normal. We'll do 2 orange ones. And we can do a blue crown. And we can do 2 more, another blue crown. And we're going to drag some of that paint over here. And like I said, they're going to be cut out. I'm going to actually outline them in black and then cut them out. So they will... Oh, that blue run. Oh, it's trying to get my orange. That blue is running all the way to that orange, and this running uphill. You need to behave, blue. Alright. Alright, and then we can do a green crown. Let's do green. And we can do 2 green crowns. I can't wait to get all my little things made and cut out and all that. And put them in my, Christmas art journal. Okay, I need some yellow for this face over here. I do want it a bold, bright yellow, so this will work great for that. And I need this yellow. And then this needs some more yellow on it. These are hats down here. Let me try to pick up some of this water. Okay, these are hats. And they could be kind of any color, but I'm thinking red. Some little berets. I might do two. Kind of the red is not really red. It's more of a pinky, dark pinkish red. And I could do two blues. I think that's what I'll do. So I'm gonna just Alright, so there I did. I smeared paint on some objects, and like I said, I'm going to cut them out, outline them in black, and cut them out and finish them up. Some of them will probably end up with, you know, like faces drawn on them better, and just details, things on their dresses and shirts and stuff. So I'm not completely done with them. We'll just have to see how they turn out. I'm gonna get this little yellow star. Just do some blue crowns, just for the fun of it. Maybe for my winter art book. They might need blue crowns somewhere in there. Okay, and then let's see what else. Maybe pink. Maybe I'll do some pink crowns right here. And then I'm going to do this cake. Pink right here. And then a darker pink for the bottom of it. That's not it. That is not darker pink. Probably could have done that with marker. Right. Alright, I got about 2 or 3 more dresses here. Or bodies, or whatever you want to call them. Clothing. So what do you guys, did y'all have a good weekend? And what do you have planned for this coming up week? I shared what I have going on. That's my week, and that's my plans for the weekend. For the week. I've also, in between all that, I need to kind of get my house ready for my kids coming, because Elijah and Chastity will be coming in for Christmas, and we will be hosting Christmas here at our house. So I need to get my house done, ready for that. Now, how am I going to do that? I don't know. I have no idea. But I got to make some effort. I would love to have all my stuff organized, like all my bead stuff organized, all my art stuff organized, and my yarn stuff, and just get everything organized and ready for, easy for me to just enjoy. That would be my ultimate dream. A lot of times I want to do something, but by the time I get it, it would take me weeks, honestly, to locate everything and get everything set out, because I can only do very little at a time, and then I'm just exhausted. And I know that sounds pathetic, and it is. It is. I hate being that way. I used to clean. My house has 9 rooms. The bathroom, the parlor, the kitchen, and a laundry room. Living room and dining room. The den, which at one time was a playroom, and now it's a den. It's Big Daddy's room now. And then 3 bedrooms. So I used to go clean all that in one day. Like clean it top to bottom. And the whole house just be cleaned up really, really well and excellent, I just can't do that anymore. Ugh. And who would have thought back in the day when I was doing all that, who would have thought that one day I wouldn't be able to do it? I surely did not. It never crossed my mind that one day I won't be able to do this. And I hate that. I do. I hate that I can't do what I want to do when I want to do it. And I know a lot of you know what I'm talking about. It's so many, everybody's just busy with their own life and just have their own things going on. So I don't look to get anything done around here like that. So Alright, now I gotta do this little thing here, and I'm thinking green. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, that looks good. And I think I'll just come back and do that trim in the middle of it with a marker. Is what I'll do, because I don't want to bleed into it. Maybe this one will have a crown. One of those green crowns right here beside it. Maybe, possibly. I don't know yet. I'll have to turn that so that I don't get it all over that. Sometimes I can do a straight line and sometimes I just can't, but that one went pretty well. But that side's turned out way darker than this side. But I think it's about time I end this video just because I don't want to, you know, take up too much of your time. I realize you got other things to do. Even if you think you don't, you probably do. Right? Yeah. So, that page is all done. And so I'm going to set that over here for it to dry. Well, I need some red right here. So let me see. Put a little red on that collar. And I probably should do this with a marker. Probably going to regret doing it as soon as I do it. There. That's fine. Okay, we're going to let this dry. And I'm going to try to get paint on all this right here in this video. And that way I'll have completed, what, 3 pages? Okay, so I know I want those wings blue. Oh, I forgot about her. Yeah. I do want these wings blue. I was going to put her in my Christmas art journal, but she would also be really pretty in a winter art journal too. So, between Christmas and New Year's, I'm going to be gathering up stuff for my winter art journal, see what I can come up with. I hadn't started on that yet, but I have saw a few things come across my desk that I'm just like, yes, I'll save that for the winter art journal. Okay, a red heart. This all goes with her, this one right here. So, a pink crayon. And I guess her bird up there might be a dove. Although, I totally think I could paint them different colors too. And she is going to have blonde hair, but we know that blonde runs a lot, so we're not going to do anything around it. I'll probably come back and do the skin tone later and just try to go with the blonde hair for now, because it's already kind of bleeding into her face. And I was going to give her a pink dress. I think that's what I thought about. Because as I was drawing her out, I was thinking of what I wanted to do. Good. That turned out wonderful. Very pleased with that. She just needs skin tone, but I'm not going to do that just yet. Now, for these other ones, let's see. How about red here? Because I did a pink and that green. And these are supposed to be for my Christmas art journal, so... I do appreciate Megan McQuillan's art stencils. They've kind of allowed me to create art again. And so I'm just thankful for that. I am. I think that's just fun to be able to create art. When, you know, it come a time where I didn't think I'd ever create art again. And actually what happened was our house flooded and I just lost all that. I lost all my art stuff, scrapbooking stuff. I lost everything. And so after we got back in our house, after, you know, rebuilding it, we had to break it down to the studs. So after we got our house just totally rebuilt, then I was just like, I don't have anything to do. What am I doing? I mean, I was just lost because I was so used to doing art. And so I might have painted a little bit more, like that painting in there by my chair, above my chair. That was one of the last things I did. That's got a lot of water, but it's okay. I'm just going to let it dry. So anyway, that was one of the last things I did, but I was bored out of my mind. I didn't have all my paints and, you know, canvases and stuff. And so I was in Walmart in a different town, actually. Elijah was buying his hunting license. And he was at the age, I don't know what age he was at that time, but one day he was buying hunting license. And I was kind of walking around the craft department that was very close by. And I saw this loom, and I was like, I wonder if I could do that. And I got it, and I got a skein of yarn, because I didn't know what I was doing. And I figured out how to do it, and I just ran with it. I think I'm out of lead, and I don't know. Surely these came with some lead, but I don't know where it's at. And I don't... I'm trying to think. If that came with lead, where would I have put it? Huh. I'm thinking it did come with lead, but also, where did I put it? So I gotta paint this big bird, but I don't know what color. It's kind of like, it reminds me of the dove, and I've used this one as a dove, but not this one. I want them to have color, so, and that red is just not red, is it? Like, is that red? I don't know. Maybe that's a darker red there. Maybe. Yeah, maybe that'll be a Christmas bird. Because, you know, nothing has to be real. It could be totally made up. That's the fun part about it. And I mean, I've got dogs dressed up in dresses here, so yeah. It doesn't matter what color I do the bird. Anyway, so I got that loom, and I came home and figured out how to use it. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm going to make the scarf, but that one skein wasn't enough, so I had to go back and get another skein of yarn. And then I was just like, I made that scarf, and then next thing I know, I was just making all kinds of stuff. You know, I just learned to loom knit and was just having fun. And that was the beginning of my yarn journey. And then I finally, you know, decided to learn to crochet. I had said, I'm going to learn to crochet. And then I did. And just never looked back. I just enjoyed crocheting and all. And so right now I'm trying to take a little bitty break from crocheting. I do want to crochet. Don't get me wrong, I do. But I also realized what a toll it was taking on my body. When I would sit in here and crochet, and then I would get up, I'd get finished doing what I was doing, and I'd be through crocheting, I was in tears by the end of the day. I just hurt so bad from my arms, from my hands, up my arms, across my shoulders, and down my back, and on into my hips were just aching and so much pain. It was ridiculous. And then after I didn't crochet, I was like, wow. And then I did crochet, and I saw how much that was hurting my body. Like, it was very hard on my body. And so, I won't ever crochet like I was again. Let me just say that. I won't ever do that marathon crochet from sun up to sundown and later. Almost from sun up to the next sun up. I'll never crochet like that again. Because I see how hard that was on my body. It was very, very hard. And now my body is so relaxed just sitting here doing this watercolor. Like, it's just amazing how much crochet was putting a strain on me. And I hate that, but I'm still going to crochet. I'm just not going to crochet like a crazy person anymore. I mean, I did it to myself. Let's just be honest there. I was doing it to myself, crocheting like that. You know, I was doing videos where I was crocheting for a full hour on camera, and then, you know, crocheting more to finish up projects and stuff. And so it was a lot. It really was. So I'm glad I figured out why I was having such horrible pain and stuff. So I'm glad I figured that part out. But I'm sad that crochet was the answer. But here lately, the reason why I haven't crocheted is I just don't feel like reading instructions. I really don't. I just do not feel like reading instructions and following directions. And that sounds crazy too, don't it? But that's the truth. I just don't feel like that. I'll put a darker color around that. That is actually a baby owl. I knew you didn't know that. So that's why I told you. So this is actually a little baby owl. So I was going to... Alright guys, I'm going to get off here and see if Big Daddy plans on fixing anything to eat today. It is 4:14 and I haven't ate anything today. So I need something to eat because I'm feeling very, very weak. Alright, so I've done 3 pages. I'll let those pages dry. And then I'm going to work on tracing them and cutting them out. But thanks for hanging out with me. I enjoyed my time with you all so very much. And it was so relaxing. It really was. It's just relaxing to sit here and create art. Even though it's not of anything of any importance. It's just fun to hang out and do that, you know. I'm just doing it for myself. But I thank you all so very much. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye. Till tomorrow. Bye, guys.